In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Tvheadend server DVR, and this one is using the edit4ever apps to make it very simple to install, to configure, and also get 14 days of guide data from Tvheadend. So, all right, let's show you what we got to do. First thing we got to do, we got to go to the add-ons. Okay, now I've already deposited the add-ons from the zip file here. Okay, I use my computer upstairs to copy all these to the CoreELEC. All right, but now before we get into that, the first thing we need to do is to install the driver. I'm using HD home run tuners, so we need to install the driver for those. So we're going to go to CoreELEC. Okay, now we're going to go to the program add-ons. HD home run. It says install this to add support for the HD home run devices. So this is the drivers for that. So that's the first thing we need to do, is install the drivers. Okay, they're done. I don't think there's any setup or anything for that. Let's see, configuration. Okay, I never mess with that, so we'll leave that alone. All right, now we're going to go back and we're going to install the add-ons from edit4ever. So, okay, so we're going to do that next. Okay, before we can set these up, we need to go back to the add-ons. And we need to install the Tvheadend server. Okay, now that would be from the repository. Services. Okay, now here we got to find the Tvheadend server right there. Okay, that's what we need. So we'll go ahead and install that. Okay, it's installed. Now let's see if there's any configuration we need to do on that. Okay, now since all of our stuff will be set up through the computer or this add-on, okay, now here's the zap to it. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the EPG. Okay, run the zap to it EPG and guide data. Okay, now again, this is zap to it's app that he created. Okay, let me go ahead and put my zip code in and I'll be right back. Okay, I put the zip code in and this popped up. Now, we're using an antenna on the roof, so what we're looking for, right there, local over-the-air broadcast. So that's what we're looking for right there. Now let's see if it goes out and finds our TV guide data. Oh, wow, it didn't take long at all. Found 78 stations and 2,346 episodes written to the XML file. Great, so okay, so our guide data is there now. Okay, now I got the guide data first, but I could have got it second, but it didn't matter. But I like to get it first so that when I set this up, it automatically finds it. All right, let's take edit4ever setup guide, adapters configuration. Okay, there's one. We have two tuners, and each one of those boxes has two tuners in it. Okay, I'll go ahead and set this up. Okay, next we go to network configuration. Set up new network. Now we're using ATSC, which is North American TV distribution system, and terrestrial. So that's over the air. So that's what we want. So that's cool. Now we're going to use this one here to find all the channels that's available in this area. So it's going to scan it. Okay, it's already found 68 muxes. Okay, now what we have to do here, select a MUX to configure. Instead of me going through all of these and configuring, I'm just going to go upstairs and use the computer to do that. So I will do that. EPG grabber, configuration. Now this one we want to get grabber modules. We want this one right here. So we want to enable that. Okay, so that one's enabled. So what that is going to do, that's going to bring that guide data that it grabbed earlier and put it over into the systems, the guide. So we'll have all those guides. DVR configuration. Now I can come back later and set that up. And that's where the recorders are going to be, but I will change that later on because I want to. This device has very little storage, so I will make the storage location on one of my external network devices or external hardware. So anyway, I'll do that later. So I guess that's about it right now. I will go ahead and finish setting up the rest of that on the computer. And here's the Tvheadend back end. It's 127 blah blah blah. 1981. However, when we go upstairs and get on the computer, we have to use the network location, but we use :9981 at the end of it. So let's see what our network address is. System information. Okay, the address is 192.168.10.77. That's our address that we'll have to use. Storage. Okay, so that's all the information that we need. Now I'm going to go back upstairs. This is where we get our modules from the GitHub edit4ever. So this is the module for ZAP2, EPG, ZAP2. And this is for Schedules Direct. I used to use that one. Anyway, these are the modules that you will need. So you download those and then copy them to the other folder. Okay, once that they're downloaded, you go to your download folder on your computer and you grab these two right here and you copy them, because I grab everything. You copy it, and you go down to CoreELEC, that's the one you just created, and you go to downloads. So let's click on downloads. And they're already there, but that's what you do. You would paste them. So, okay, so that's how you do it. So once they're there, then you use your box to set it up. So that's what I want to show you, how you get it to your box. Okay, now in a web browser window, which I'm using Chrome, I type that number. Oh, I think it was 9981. Okay, now that'll get it. Now before we had 192.168.10.77. That was connected via wireless. I prefer to use Ethernet, so once I connected the Ethernet cable, it gave me a different IP number. So that one there. All right. Okay, now this what pops up. This is the first screen. So you go ahead and select your language. Again, language. And click Save and Exit. And for whatever reason, it comes back to the same screen. We're going to do that. Now this one here, this is where you can put username and password. Since I'm just using it locally, I don't do that. So, but that's up to whatever you want to do. Some people prefer everything password, but to me it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, save and next. Now network type. Now most of this is already set up that we did earlier on the TV, so it's not IPT, there's the tuner. So we're going to go ahead and select that one. Again, I have four tuners, 2 boxes. Each box has 2 tuners in it. Save and exit. Okay, predefined music, which we've already done that. We'll do it again just for the heck of it. Save and exit. Okay, it's found 68 muxes. All right, we'll go ahead and let that finish. But right now it's finding these services. So it's got 13 so far, and signal strength, SNR, and that's how it picks out the service. Now, some of them, a lot of them, I will not be able to use because they're borderline on the signal strength. So it still picks it up, it adds it, so I have to go back and uninstall it. So, all right, we'll let it finish. Okay, it's completed the scan. It found 68 services. So save and click next. We're going to map all of them. We're going to create the provider tags and create the network tags. You are now finished. Okay, there's the electronic program guide. Now this is the data that is just gathered from the antenna, but what we want the Zap2it guide data. So let's go ahead and finish up some configuration. Expert. Well, I'll go ahead and finish this up, then I'll get back with some important information. Okay, as I said earlier, it grabbed a bunch of these that I don't get because they're on the borderline. So what I'm going to do, I'll disable them here and save it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, on this screen here, the EPG grabber screen, we want to update the channel number and the channel icon. So we want to do that. We want to save it. Save EPG to disk. We'll do that too. We're going to save that. Now you could change the times on here, but I'll do that at a later date. Now trigger the OTA grabber or run the internal grabber. Okay, let's take a look at the grabber modules. Okay, here's the one we're going to be using right there, and it is enabled. Okay, now the rest of these we'll go through and disable them, and we don't need this one anymore, so we're going to disable it. Okay, so now we're going to go back. We're going to use that one. We're going to run the internal grabbers. Rerun internal grabbers. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, now what it should do. Okay, well that was fast. That was very fast. All right, now we'll go back and look at the program guide. Third. Okay, it is not updated yet, but it will. So I'll get back with you. Now that we've got everything set up, now we go to the Zap2it and do some refinements. So we go to configure the settings and options and number of days to download. Now, that's why we was only getting 1 day, so we got to change that. Let's make that 14 days. 14 days, okay. Now, download the extra details. Sure, why not? Episode thumbnails. Now let's have the series image. You could have the episode image, but we don't want that because it just gets a little clip. So we want the series image. We want that full. Okay, we did not use a username and password. Had we picked one, we would put it in here, but we did not do that. over the broadcast zip code. Okay, so that's all set. Let's go back upstairs again and see if it updates to 14 days, and we shall be back. Well, one thing we need to take a look here. I don't know if I added the, let's see. Okay, there it is. I used the client, Tvheadend client, and there's what it is. I quit, switch, record. Oh, but anyway, we need to set up the other settings so we can have a pause and fast forward and all that. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, since we changed it from 1 day to 14 days, let's go back to configuration. We also need to set up for the recording, time shift. We enable that, save it. Okay, so now the time shifting should work. I didn't enable that. Okay, all right, now let's go back to the channels. EPG grabber. Okay, let's run the, let's bring it up here. Rerun the internal grabber. Now let's see what happens. Well, that was fast. Let's see how long it takes to gather 14 days of data. Okay, I'm going to do a little testing here. Now we're going to play that in copy video address. We're going to play that in BLC. So we're going to get network stream, paste it, play it. Okay, now this is playing from the tuner. Here's the codec information. MPEG 4. Now I don't know why that's MPEG 4. Using a network monitor. Now it's using my HDTC, which actually has a built-in converter in it, but I don't have it set up to transcode, but apparently it's transcoding it through that tuner. So anyway, that's what it is. So it plays well. So again, I'm using that Tvheadend server running on a different device in the other part of the house. So that's what I wanted to show you there, some of the testing that I did. Okay, I set up Kodi, or I set Tvheadend up on Kodi running on my desktop computer. So let's take a look at the guide. Now if you notice, there's no station identifier icon here. It will pick it up. So once I reboot it, that will pick it up. So anyway, this is the TV guide. And again, they play very well. So that's what I want to show you. All right, thank you. Just a quick note before the end of my video. It took 898 seconds. Let's see, 10 minutes would be 600 seconds, so it took about 15 minutes. But it grabbed a total of 17,380 seasons and lots of episodes. But anyway, it did get done, so now we'll have 14 days of guide data, but it took a while to do that. All right, that's what I wanted to show you. Here they are, August 4th. Okay, June 21st, or July 21st. all the way down to August 4th. So I'm guessing that August 4th is about 14 days away. I haven't calculated, but anyway, there it is. There's a 14 days worth of guide.